Good morning. Let's get started here. I have not marked up the chart yet. It's looking like a range kind of in the overnight there for ES. Breakout, pullback, tight trend down. Let's break a new low. And uptrend goes outside new high. Pretty straightforward. Now we're headed possibly lower. Could also get some sort of range here. NQ looks very similar. Basically the exact same. I think that trend is right here. Uptrend, break a new high. Looks like 2 legs back, so there's a potential to take maybe a lower high here on RTY. Lots of movement in GC. High. Break a new low. I want to keep an eye on the RTY because this does again look like 2 legs back to me. 2 legs back, potential for a lower high there. Looks like you're going to get an inside bar on the RTY, so nothing to do there. There could be a failed second entry, so you could get a failed second entry below the EMA potentially. Let's go ahead and finish up marking this stuff. I think you could draw it like that, or I've been drawing the ES and the NQ like this. It could just be like this too. So this could just be a separate trend. So I'm gonna go with. Doesn't really matter. Gets you to the same place either way. You get a new high here, slight range, breakout, move up there. Uptrend, break new high. Another kind of more convincing break a new high. Just kind of looks like a range playing out for the most part. Probably retest that low. That's my guess. Okay, perfect. So on the ES, what am I looking for? Some potential continuation to the downside, maybe. A second entry short could be interesting here. So that's definitely a potential. It's looking like prices are moving a lot here. It's not even 9:30, so I'm definitely wondering why they're moving so much there. It's starting to look more range-like as prices have pushed back through the EMA again. So it's definitely possible we get a range like this, or maybe even one down here like this. So just gonna go ahead and kind of prematurely draw that. Looks like you have a new low on that downtrend there. RTY, you do have a failed second entry. But with prices pushing back above the EMA, kind of getting stacked, not a great signal bar. It's not something I want. Looks like you had an uptrend here. Has a break with these two legs. Attempts at a new high, can't quite make it. Let me start moving lower. Put that there with a new low. And potential to have a wider downtrend here. Definitely the potential for it. Let's go ahead and zoom in though. Okay. Looks like we're headed towards that break and new low here. It's looking like a spike in channel. It's maybe likely here. It's pretty intense of a move down. We might see the same thing on the ES. That's looking a little bit better. Okay, I like that. It's a potential for a larger downtrend. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. I'm not drawing that yet. Alright, so it might actually just be this channel here. It's getting really steep. Definitely looking for some shorts on YM. Let's get rid of that. How do we feel about that? How do I feel about the ES? It could just be this with a break in new low instead of something wider, because I didn't really hold. I probably wouldn't be comfortable playing that, at least not now, not yet. Could be a spike. Let's get back to the YM. Or it could be something a little bit wider. I'll stick with this for now. I might be willing to take a short. Let's see ATR. You already have a first entry, break higher, second entry, third entry here, so you're going to need a better entry than that, but we do have a new high on the short-term uptrend. YM, potential for a second entry. That didn't quite tick higher there, otherwise that would be definitely interesting. Yeah, it's unfortunate this bar didn't, so I definitely would be interested in this if this bar had at least an equal high right there, but I didn't want to take that. There might be a lower high. Let's see. More convincing break a new low. All right, let's switch this back over here. Again, signal bars, no good. Possible failed second entry here. That's what I was just looking at, but no good signal bar. It's looking congested more than anything. So you do have, counting off here, a first entry, second entry, but prices are just looking really sideways. So nothing to really do there. It's definitely still possible. This is just a spike in channel. Maybe it even does have an overshoot. Possible higher low after the second entry, but it's looking like prices are just going to push right back through the EMA. All right, interesting. So a weird uptrend right here. And now prices are just going down without even creating a break a new high for that uptrend. So that's super strange. Makes me think, okay, well, there might be some sort of spike and channel here. Let's go ahead and think about that being a possibility. Could also be like this, maybe. Maybe this already just has a uptrend break new high. Just looks kind of weird. Either way, need to at least consider this. It's the same with the incur. So if this uptrend is correct, why didn't it have a break a new high? Could be tighter, but it doesn't really look right. I think I would definitely want to have it something like that, but that doesn't look right. So let's see. Could be a range. Could be the start of another downtrend. Uncertain. Got the new low on this downtrend. Looks like we just had a little range with a failed breakout. I really don't like that spike in channel, actually. Still could be correct though. It's really looking like a range on incur because you just had, so like if this uptrend is correct here and this downtrend is correct here, then you just turned up through the EMA without getting a break and new low twice, which is super odd unless you have something like a range, which is probably the case. So I want to see if this trend line holds on the GC. There's a possibility for a second entry short or some sort of entry short here. Creating a new window here because I need a calculator. let's see, you have a first entry, second entry, barely closes through the EMA. I'm going to wait on a lower high, which would also create a failed second entry long if that happens. Doesn't look like there's like a true test of this short-term uptrend's break a new high to me. Just kind of like a little tick up. So let's see if maybe we get that. And this spiking channel is probably incorrect. If there's no clear channel, I'm leaning towards some sort of range, but I'm not sure exactly what that would look like. So again, you have a first entry, break higher, second entry, potential for a lower high. All right, I'm going to drop the limit order back a little bit. It looks like I was filled there. Kind of a big signal bar. Let's see. So we have a first entry, second entry long, so failed second entry long. We just came off what I think is a trend line. You have a first entry short, second entry short, and a lower high with a nice bearish bar. So looking at that, as far as the overall context goes, I think there was an uptrend here that had a break, attempted a new high, couldn't make it, and then you have this downtrend that is working lower. I'm just going for 1-to-1. And it's not looking so hot on this one. Definitely could have dropped a limit order back a little bit further. Would have been better. This is, asking for prices to go pretty far here. And looks like it got stopped out on GC, so it's unfortunate, but it's all right. And let's see. So got a tiny bit of slippage on the stop there. Possibility for a really weak downtrend here. Prices continuing lower on YM despite there being a breaking new low for this downtrend. So I want to look to see if there's any kind of wider downtrend possible. Could be some sort of spiking channel. Probably probably prefer to just start it maybe here, maybe not. And kind of wait and see on that one. You have two larger legs back. This short-term uptrend has a close outside and new high. I would definitely consider taking a lower high or failed second entry on GC. Still looking for the break and new low of this downtrend. So I would still consider this lower high here after two legs up. See if that comes back. So again, still looking for this break and new low for the downtrend. You have two larger legs up. Two larger legs up and a lower high below the EMA. It's a little bit congestive. Signal bar is not maybe the best ever, but I think that's worth the risk. And looks like I accidentally just used one contract instead of 4, which I meant to. So it's okay. Definitely looks like there's something working lower on YM. Not entirely sure where that is. This looks decent. It has like a weird gap. I like to look at that for now. We have a new low on the downtrend. For GC. All right, getting a possible overshoot on the downtrend. I'm not really sold on this spiking channel though. So for the most part, I just want to play this as a down bias. Looks like there might have been some sort of news event at 10, but I didn't see anything. Whenever I looked at the news earlier, I didn't see anything. Let's go ahead and get this a little bit tighter too. Again, just there's clearly something working lower on most of these, but I don't exactly know what it looks like. So like I thought that this spiking channel could be correct. It's probably not that. But it's clear the prices are working lower because the EMA is pointing down. It's not holding, you know, really strongly, but it's clear that something is working lower. I am going to redraw this for the time being because I want to see if this ends up just being an overshoot. I would consider a lower high on YM. There's a second entry short here. Wasn't interested in that because there's a short-term uptrend that's blocking it. No good signal bar there. First entry, second entry, lower high. Signal bar's no good. I don't even know if this trend is right, but again, there's clearly something working lower. It's just kind of uncertain exactly where it is. Something like this could be correct. considering a lower high here. Uptrend has a break and new high. I think this downtrend could be correct. I think there's definitely a down bias. I'm not exactly sure where the downtrend is. But after the break and new high, I think there could be a lower high. Looks like there's no good signal bar though, so nothing new there. Might be a failed second entry, but I have to wait and see. Two broader legs up here and a lower high, but this one's just kind of more sideways, so I'm not as interested there. And I think that actually would have been a good trade, but I was not paying attention. So you have two legs up and then a nice lower high right there. Let's see. 20. Oh, 9 is definitely not what I meant. It looks like that would have hit the target by now, so that's unfortunate. Wasn't paying close enough attention to catch that one, but I think that's a really good trade. I think that larger downtrend is definitely possible. It's not 100%, but it's possible. You have a first entry, second entry, possibility for a lower high on NQ, looking for a break new low for this downtrend. Looks like prices are just going to go ahead and head down there. It could be a break a new low right here. This could be a close outside a new low, but I'm hesitant to say it is because it just doesn't really look like a very climactic break. So assuming prices head down, I might redraw the downtrend. I guess for now I'm going to keep it though. As I close outside a new low. But if prices do continue down, then I'll edit that. Potential for a second entry short on the ES. Price is looking really, really volatile right now. Just getting really, really squirrely. See, ticking higher and lower and higher and lower. No good signal bar, unfortunately. That would have been a textbook setup right there. Definitely a very volatile day. I think that's part of why it's been a little bit difficult to read, just because there's so many bars today. especially split across this many charts. It's a little difficult. I'd say this is still within the downtrend. Okay, you have the new low on this downtrend. I think there has to be something working lower on RTY. Just a matter of where exactly is it. Probably not there, it's too much empty space. Could be there. Could be. Yeah, that's a really strong push through the EMA. I think I'm actually going to change this back to having a break a new low. At least for the time being. Yeah, it's unfortunate there wasn't a good signal bar there because that would have been such a textbook setup. Perfect second entry short off the EMA. It's a lot of downward action. Over 100 points down right now. I think we had over 100 points down yesterday too, so it's quite a bit of downward. It's a possibility. It's a little bit uncertain because this downtrend could already have a break a new low. So that could already just be a break a new low there. So I prefer to wait on a lower high. Let's see if that downtrend holds on the ES. I might be willing to take a stab at a lower high here, even though it's above the EMA. Second entry short after 2 legs up to a possible trend line. This will be the last trade that I look for. It's almost 10:30. So you have a new low here. First entry, second entry. There could be a lower high or something. Assuming that trend line holds. It's not looking like it's going to. Yeah, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, I think that's it for me today. I'm going to look at just each chart for a sec here. So I think that this larger, like major downtrend could be correct. Okay, let's see. Maybe I do want to hang out for a second more. So it looks like this this major downtrend could be holding, and if so, then there could be a really nice trade below the EMA. I'll hang out for a second more. I'll see if there's maybe like a failed second entry that sets up here. I feel like chances are kind of low that will actually set up, but it could. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, it's not happening. Okay, so this major downtrend could be correct. I mean, prices have obviously been working lower, so I think there basically has to be some sort of larger structure, and this is what looks the most correct to me right now. On the NQ, I think we kind of just had this spike, break a new low, went into this range, downtrend gets a break a new low. Now at this point, I'd probably be extending this this uptrend out, and maybe not looking for longs, maybe looking for longs, but I think that's just the overall structure there. RTY, downtrend, definitely had a break a new low, so that's like for sure. And then I think the spiking channel could be correct, but I'm sort of uncertain. Prices have just been chopping lower for the most part, so it's kind of hard to get a read on that one. On GC, I think going all the way back, uptrend had a break a new high, downtrend had a break a new low, great. Uptrend gets a break, attempted a new high, can't do it. Downtrend, break, new low, perfect price action there. Uptrend, break, new high. So GC was pretty easy to read for the most part. I did take a loser here, and I took that because it's a first entry, second entry, lower high after second entry with a good signal bar off the EMA within this downtrend. So it seems like a pretty decent trade to take there. I'll have to look at it later. Short-term uptrend gets a break a new high though, breaking the downtrend, and then you get a lower high below the EMA. And I also took this one. I did make a mistake here because I took this one on 4 contracts, the first trade, and then I accidentally took this one on 1 contract. I've been going back to trading 1-to-1 instead of trading runners because I realized that I actually would have done slightly better if I had just scalped out all the portions for 1-to-1 as opposed to taking runners. So I'm going back to that. It also kind of simplifies my life, but I'm trying to standardize each of the trades to $500 or $600 per trade. So that's why I was kind of like trying to do some quick math and measuring the ATR. So I've basically been looking at, I actually don't know if you can see this on the screen, but there's an ATR number up here. So I've been measuring that. So right now it's 1.37. So I was measuring like 1.4 and then taking 500 divided by 130 and then using that to determine how many contracts I was using. So I'm just not used to doing that, and I accidentally took this one with 1 contract and this one with 4. So my just a mistake there, and that's okay though. On the YM, I mean, just it looks like there's some sort of larger downtrend on here too. For the most part though, it pretty much looks the same as the other ones, but you get this downtrend here that has a closeout side and a new low. It's a little bit uncertain whether this is actually a closeout side because it's not very convincing, but with how prices are looking now, I'd say that it probably was. I'd probably be extending this out right now. It's like extending this piece out and then seeing this as a closeout side and new high. Might see some further upward action, but also could continue down. That's it for me. I'm gonna go check the chat. Doesn't look like there's anything in there. I'll hang out for a minute or two in case anybody has anything before I hop off. All right. Well, I will see you guys tomorrow.